How you doing? My name's James Whitaker. Welcome to the Shack. I'm joined today by James Savage, equipment editor of National Club Golfer magazine, and we're going to be talking about the new Srixon Z series.
Yeah, it's the Srixon Z65 irons. 3 irons here, sort of working from your sleek bladed Z965s into your sort of Z765s, which are a little bit bigger, and then into the slightly even bigger still Z565 irons. A really impressive set.
Yeah, beautiful looking clubs, aren't they?
Srixon. They do look fantastic. You know, your first impressions of these are that, you know, they look just superb. You know, loads of shelf appeal, and I really think that this is the area for me that Srixon sort of excel in almost their players' irons, better player irons. Have up their game with the game improvement irons, the Z355, Z155. They do have a good offer in there for the high handicap as well. But for me, this is what they do best. These are the irons that, you know, your sort of Shane Lowry, Graham McDowell, Hideki Matsuyama will play these. So, you know, that's a validation for just how good this product is. So yeah, first impressions, they look great, but it's always interesting to know when you get a range like this where you've got a blade, then a sort of a more of almost like a muscle backy type, and then a more of a cavity back. Yeah. Which you know, depending on your ability level, which one's going to work best for you. What would be your sort of initial thoughts on these clubs and who they might suit?
I mean, blade, obviously, someone who's got a lot of clubhead speed, looking for a lot of feel. But I mean, my initial impression is that as far as a blade goes, that's quite an inviting blade to hit. It's quite a big head, quite a wide head, so you know it's not as intimidating as some of the blades on the market.
Yeah.
And then moving into like the muscle back, as you were saying there, I think that's your mid handicapper, or a better player who just kind of wants a little bit of forgiveness.
Yeah.
And then obviously moving into the bigger head there. I mean, I really like that. I think that's quite an appealing head. With a lot of forgiveness, involved in that. So
you can tell that it's got quite a decent cavity, you know, on the back there. You know, size-wise, I'd say it's quite a good all-rounder.
I mean, I think for a better player, or even a mid handicapper, you're looking for a 3, 4, maybe 5 iron, wanting to flight it.
Yeah.
More, you know. Don't be scared to put that in, but you can progress it all the way down. It's that type of set.
I mean, that's exactly what the tour players do. I think Shane Lowry, for example, you know, starts with the 965 and then has the 765 up into the longer iron. So, you know, even the best players in the world, best ball strikers, as they move into sort of, you know, 5, 4 iron, you know, they move away from the blades. It's probably quite rare that you get people hitting the very bladed clubs in the long irons. So. Yeah, very impressive set.
Yeah,
I think this is a great set, like I've just mentioned, for blending them together, because they all look nice. You know, so I think you can make a good sort of combo set here.
Definitely.
Mixing them and matching them. Just a little bit on the technology here. One of the key sort of things of tech with these new Srixon irons is something what they call as like a VT sole. You can almost see like the shape of it on the back is almost in the sort of shape of a V, and that's for helping the ball travel through the turf as you hit down on the ball, coming through that turf nice and easily, exiting the turf, you know, maintaining the club head speed. And they've got some new groove technology as well, just to add a little bit more spin. So it's get that sort of control of your spin with your mid irons, getting it to stop on the green as you would like. So I think these look great. Despite what we've been saying about some of the forgiveness, I still think that the range itself is leaning more towards your single figure golfers. So I'm not the best person to test them. You're not very good.
Cheers. There we go.
So we drafted in our anonymous big hitter to test all 3 with the same shaft, 6 iron head, just so we could get some numbers comparing the 3 irons together.
Am I right to look at the numbers?
You're qualified to look at the numbers, but we just don't want to see you hit them.
Okay, let's have a look. Right, okay, James. So this is the 565 head.
Okay, it's pretty solid.
Yeah. So we've got on the left-hand side there, I've put the Trackman optimizer, so we can kind of see their recommended numbers when you're having a custom fitting.
Just remind me, is that sort of based on sort of what you'd expect from their swing speed, what their sort of optimal
Yes, to get the optimal ball flight in their shots. And then on the right hand side we've kind of got a visual there of the shape of shot he's hitting.
Yeah.
And then as you can see there, the yellow line is kind of fitting in between those categories.
So pretty consistent 183 yard carry.
Yeah.
That's decent.
Nice numbers. Maybe on that one probably just spun a little bit low on that particular one, but
yeah.
Once again, another good shot. Really consistent on the ball flight.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, height-wise
is there or thereabouts all the time, isn't it?
Ball speed is consistent. What would you be expecting Srixon spin rate to be? What would you say is sort of like optimal? 5.5?
I mean that, yeah, 5.5. Yeah, that was just a little bit low, isn't it? That one was down at 5.12. Might have just caught that a little bit at the bottom of the face, so it's not.
But if he has, you can see he's still got some forgiveness there because the carry's still 181. Yeah, he's not lost any distance.
Not huge. Yeah.
Wow, that's you can see there the ball speed, launch angle, spin loft, attack angle, all right in the middle, and that's where we've seen a bit of extra carry.
Yeah, a bit of extra carry. He's pulled it a little bit as well, so the face is shut down. As you can see there, the spin has dropped right down there to 4.7 just because of the way he's pulled it. So, and then you've resulted there on the 188 carry. So, this is nice and consistent. So, all the time as well, similar shape of shot, similar height.
Yeah. He's getting warmed up now. He's getting that carry touching.
Revved it up a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's about time. There we go.
Okay, so we're moving on to the 765. I mean, for me, James, this is going to be the volume seller for the Srixon range.
Yeah.
Kind of fits the mass market of golfers in the UK, and well, gives the forgiveness, but looks like a really tidy players club, doesn't it?
Yeah, and maybe the 565 for a set might just be a little bit sort of too chunky for the eye of some players, but maybe 4-3 iron, they could maybe go for that.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at the numbers here, I mean, once again, this is spinning a little low.
Yeah.
But once again, real good carry, good ball, good height again. Maybe just a little bit lower on the height compared to the 565.
Yeah, which you'd expect to see. I'm guessing the centre of gravity might be a bit lower in these, which might pop it up a little bit higher.
So yeah, probably. Because of the backs further, the CG's move further back, so it's going to launch that a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Stay up in the air.
But again, like I say, very consistent. I don't think we've seen one drop below the 180 carry, have we? Which is
poor.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great shot, that.
Yeah.
I think what you're just seeing here on this particular head, it'd be interesting to see how the blade head performs as well. But from a fitting point of view, it's just above the the 30 yards in the air point, which is kind of where I'd like to see most people in the UK.
Yeah.
If you were going into a sunnier climate, you'd want the ball a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're dealing with the winds a lot more, and
So would you say is like a good mid sort of flight? Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's carried a little bit further.
Yeah.
Ball speed. I think he might have hit that one a bit thin. Don't know. Spin's quite low.
Spin's quite low, yeah. So I mean, that's slightly left. You're probably a little bit thin and a bit left. So just taking the spin off. That's a nice shot again, straight down the line. Really good shot.
Lovely,
that. Yeah, lovely height. Solid strike.
Here we go.
Okay, so 965 onto the blade. So our tester should really, enjoy hitting this club. I'd have thought it's kind of more suited towards him.
In terms of performance characteristics, is there anything you'd expect to see with the blade in terms of like the spin or the ball flight?
I mean, spin probably just come down a little bit. Obviously, CG move further forwards, and then obviously the flight just maybe not quite as high.
Yeah.
So we might just see that drop a little bit, and then but you might see as well the strike, if miss hits, would get more punished.
Yeah,
so that'll be interesting to see how
there you go. I think that's the first one we've seen that's dropped below 180.
Yeah,
that's 177, and yeah, that could just be a fraction off centre strike.
Yeah, that is a blade telling you you've not got it, isn't it?
But still decent. You know, you're not suffering a huge amount.
Yeah, I mean, he's just
might be front bunker at worst.
Short and right, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's not a bad shot. This is a better swing.
Yeah. That number, like sort of 183, been hitting that number very, very consistently.
I think what you do always see with a blade head is obviously the ball speed will just drop down again because there isn't the technology in there. It is what it is.
But I'm guessing, if he was able to communicate with us in a way that we could understand, what you probably would find, like from the blade, is you just get that feel and the feedback, don't you? You'll know almost straight away if you've not hit it quite out the middle. Whereas something like this, you can hit it and you can think you've hit it out the middle because you just the feedback's not quite the same, is it? Whereas that you can locate exactly where you hit it on the club face.
Yeah. And I think sometimes as well you can hit this straight out the middle, and there is that trampoline effect.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you get that 5-6 yards extra carry, which you're over the back of the green.
Which is what will put off the more consistent players off this type, because that's the last thing that they want. Whereas for me, for example, the reason why I like clubs more like this, because if I'm not hitting it out the middle, I don't want to suffer any less carry, because then I'm going to be missing the green, and you almost kind of take that. Yeah, I might rip the odd one, but it's not going to be that often. So
yeah.
Again, there's that 183 carry,
it's
which
nice
is
and solid, isn't it? You can see the spin is lower though, isn't it? It's kind of below that one, the 5000. So, we've done this test with the same shaft in all of them, but if he was going to go with the blade, we might change the shaft, just to get the spin up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think that's the thing when we're trying to compare like for like, aren't we? But sometimes a certain head may require a different type of shaft. You can't really just walk into a fitting and say, oh, I like the Project X 6.5 shaft, and know instantly that's going to work for you. And that's why with a fitting you go through the process.
Yeah.
So good shot there. Spin down again. A little bit on the other two there. 4.6. It's probably about as low as we've seen the spin rate with the three, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say with all of these shots that he's hit, I think the ball flight is a little bit flatter. When the ball lands on the green, it's possibly going to run away from him.
Yeah.
So maybe the shaft, the shaft and the head combo isn't quite right. So that's something you might want to have a look at. Compared to the 765.
Yeah.
Where the consistency on that was always nice, wasn't it? With this, the spin and the flight.
But I can't get over the consistency of the carry numbers. It's just been on a, within a sort of 2-3 yards. Yeah, no, it'd be nice, that, wouldn't it?
Okay, James. So we've got the summary up here, and I think that's, as you were saying, really, really interesting in terms of how good he is on the carry. Across the board there. There's nothing in it, is there really?
No, nothing. And look at that this dispersion, sort of left to right and front to back dispersion. It's very, very tight. It's not missing a green, really, is it? There's not one of those shots it's going to miss. So that's very interesting. Just tell us a little bit about the numbers there, because like I said, they are very similar. We've just got a kind of slight difference in terms of the spin and in terms of the height. We've got a little bit more spin and a little bit more height with the Z565, which is the chunkier of the three. Yeah, which I think we were talking about as he was hitting the shots, and it's kind of backed it up there in the summary that the height was a little bit more with the bigger head going down to the blade is a little bit lower. The spin then progressively gets less and less. It does, yeah.
Which is kind of what you'd expect with the CG being moved further forwards. I mean, we can tell you've got a good player hitting the balls here, because the club head speed is consistent with every single golf club. It's that's a real good sign.
Yeah.
And then you've got the ball speed, which is, as you'd expect, a little bit. Probably just gets a little bit less with the
slightly
with the 965 with the blade. Just it's not an awful lot, but
no.
Just down to the fact that that's a better player's club. the miss hit will have just knocked it down. So, but yeah, I mean, a great range of golf clubs, and really consistent.
What is if you were doing a live fitting?
Yeah.
You know, which clubs would you think our guy you'd be leaning towards? You know, I think you quite like you know, everything about this one seems to be working. It maybe slightly outperformed the blade.
For me, I mean, the ball flight and the spin was for me a little bit better for him on the 765 through the bag, but from a fitting point of view, then I might say, right, well, in the pitching wedge, the 9-iron, the 8-iron, let's go with the blade.
Yeah.
Because you know, you're going to hit it out of the middle more because of the loft, and it's going to be easier for him to control. But then go into the 765.
Yeah.
You know, through the longer stuff.
I mean, and in terms of the shafts that we've got here, we tested all these with the same shafts. If you were going to go, say for example, put him into a combination set where we say go pitching wedge 9-iron in the 965, would you still would you always have the same shaft throughout, or would that even change into
I'd be looking to keep the same shaft. Yeah,
just so the feel's the same.
Yeah, the weight, the kick point, the spin. Yeah, just so that player's got the same consistency.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, something might kick in a bit earlier.
It's just you mentioned that with the spin being a little bit down with the blade, you might have gone for a different shaft, but you'd always stick with the same shaft right throughout the set.
I mean, from a 6-iron point of view, that's kind of the middle of the golf club. So, you know, if you wanted to go with the 965 and stay with that all the way through the set, then I'd look at a different shaft.
Yeah.
But if you wanted a little combo, there'd be a cut-off point that you know, the spin then becomes a bit of an issue. Yeah, you know, whereas so the wedge, the 9, the 8-iron, they're not going to be too much of an issue for him to control the spin.
Sure. Yeah.
But then you get into the 7, the 6, where the off-centered hits become a little bit more often.
Yeah.
That's when you'd have to have a little chat about that one. So, okay, all right. I hope you've enjoyed that video. James, thanks for coming down to the shack, and we hope to see you again soon. I hope you enjoyed that video. Look out for more videos at the Golf Shack Academy. Like us on Facebook, send us a tweet, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.